This is the Political Spotlight.
The Political Spotlight is a joke. It's more like a political flop.
Nobody listens to Bilbrey.
He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously.
He is a rude, crude dude that will never go any further than broadcasting from his mother's basement.
Bilbrey is a wrecking ball for Indiana politics.
Grab another box of Twinkies and generic cola, Bilbrey.
And get back to your microphone and your audience of nobodies.
The Political Spotlight is a joke.
It's more like a rude, crude dude that will never go
Bilbrey's a wrecking ball for Indiana politics. Shut that stupid Bilbrey up.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. This is episode 661. The name of this episode is Bridge Builder or Gatekeeper. You know, I'm actually shocked we've never had an episode titled Bridge Builder or Gatekeeper before. I actually had to go back into the 660 other episodes and look and verify that we had not had that as a title. And then the however many 400 some videos, and lo and behold, we've had a lot of different building of things, building of benches, stacking the benches, building the bridge. We've had some gatekeeping type of words, but we've never had bridge builder or gatekeeper. So voila, here we are. Welcome. It is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. It's about 9:09 p.m. Eastern live if you're watching us live. If you are catching us live, we are very happy that you are here. You could be literally anywhere. If you are watching this, please smash that thumb, give us a like, hit subscribe, share the show. The way that you help us help you is by sharing that show, spreading the word, getting the message out. We don't ask you to pay us. We don't ask you to donate here or there or go to Patreon. If you are so inclined to donate, you know, that's fantastic. And from time to time people do. But we don't ask for that, and we don't put any of our information behind paywalls, because everything that we say, we want to say to you, to all of you, nobodies out there, team nobody. We're right there. Yeah, episode 666. We will be hitting that. Tomorrow will be 62. Thursday will be 63. Sunday will then be, tomorrow's Wednesday, so that'll be 62. Thursday, 63. Sunday, 64. Monday, 65. Oh no. Okay, so that's next Tuesday. A week from right now. A week from right now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be, at least episode 666 isn't on a Sunday. I'm sure we will think of something, some interesting topic that we can talk about that will be fitting for that title. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys had Matt Damon. I thought you said Matt Damon. Well, Matt Damon. Will Damien be my guest? Well, we will have to see. Hey, there's a lot of politicians, a lot of candidates, a lot of public servants out there that would fit perfectly as a guest on episode 666 night. So we will have to determine, maybe like some hotels, you know how they won't have the 13th floor. Or they won't have room 13 or something like that. So I was actually thinking maybe we would skip over, but you know, we'll find something out, I'm sure. My OCD won't allow me to skip over. I got to be honest. Kate, and I don't even know if Kate knows this. So there is one specific episode that we have in all of these 661 episodes, counting this one as well, that Kate went in and because of the content, because of the guest that was on, which not getting too far into the craziness, and we won't go a whole lot there, but it was Joshua Kimbrell. She actually went in and hid the episode, and it kept throwing off the count in the playlist, and it was bothering me so bad that I went in and hid it. But then I think what I did was, and if I didn't, what I need to go back and do it, I'll just go in and edit it to where the beginning music will play, and then I'll say hello, and then edit it to where then the ending music will play, and then I'll put something else in the description. I need to go back and see that. I cannot stand when numbers get out of whack. So we'll figure out something. I'm sure my grandma says we'll skip it. I knew she would comment. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We were not here last night because we were actually working on a program that hopefully we will get to run this coming up. I don't know. I don't know when it will be, because tonight's Tuesday, and I know what the show will be for tomorrow. So I know it won't be tomorrow. Maybe Thursday we'll have a guest. And I can tell you that if we're able to have this guest and everything's able to work through, I think that you will really enjoy listening to this person and hearing what's going on. So that's what last night was about. I apologize. Also, coming off of the last month and a half of insanity with the election, it didn't hurt to have a night off. It was what it was. So we're okay. You can deal without me for a day. You know what I mean? So we've been hard at work. I've been working all day long for the last 2 days on several different things. I've got different to-do lists. Look here. Here's a bunch of to-do lists. I've got a whole nother list of to-do things here. Those are totally different. And I've got some stuff over here. And I tell you what, we are still busy. The election season is over now. We're kind of on the summer hiatus. We won't really be back into the whole election mode until the end of July, the beginning of August. I always say the official kickoff of the election season is the Delaware County Fair. So when the Delaware County Fair hits, that's always the signifier to me that, okay, it's back on. And I will tell you, as much as I was not involved in the Delaware County election in the primary, I will absolutely be in the thick of it in the general election. We didn't have a lot going on in the primary that I really cared about here in Delaware County. There weren't too many things going on that were really of interest to me. But going into the general election this fall, in 2 months, only 2 months. I know. Isn't that crazy? I remember back when I was a kid, when the time period between May and August was like 6 months. And now the time period between May and August is like 15 days. It's crazy how that's happening. It's so nuts to me. So my brother, the older one, I've got two brothers. I'm the oldest, they're not related. I'm related to my brothers, but my brothers aren't related to each other. Isn't that weird? So it's not really weird. That's how divorce works. No, so my oldest brother, he's younger than me, but I have one that's 42, 43, and then I have one that's like 26, 27. And so the one that's in his 40s is in the military, and he is stationed in Sicily right now, and has been stationed in Sicily for the last couple of years. And his I don't know what's that called, tour of duty, or his, what is that, Kate, when they get stationed somewhere, what's that called? They're stationed somewhere?
It's their duty station.
That's over now.
Is he moving from one duty station to another?
Back to America.
So he's PCSing.
What is that?
Primary change of station.
Primary change of station. And it's just because that his what is that, tour of duty is over?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
His orders are done.
Or yes, that's what I was looking for. His orders for that station are done. Yeah. Kate is the in-house military expert. Obviously, her husband was in the military for 20 plus years.
He's the expert because I defer to him sometimes.
Yeah, right. Well, yes, obviously Niles is the expert, but if Niles is, gunning it or snoring or whatever, she's the resident expert until we can get Niles in check. But his orders are up. So he'll be coming home from Sicily, and I want to show you this. So it's funny to me. My niece and nephew, my real niece and nephew, not my nephew as in David Williams, but my real life, honest to God, niece and nephew are going to be coming back as well. And it's funny to me because this is hold on here. Let me see. Yeah, this is what I'm going to show you. This is what my nephew looked like prior. Thank you for your service, Niles. Thank you, Jack Niles. Yes, very good. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So they've only been gone 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. That's what I was going to say. 3 years. Well, so I was talking with my brother's kid today, and we were chatting. We communicate over I forget what Signal maybe is what we use to communicate. And we were texting back and forth, and he is in track. He's sophomore. I think he's a sophomore now. And so their track over there on Fridays, they go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then early in the morning on Fridays, he gets up and he goes to the school at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and he and the rest of the track team then get on an airplane and fly from Sicily to Spain for a track meet. And I'm like, what in the hell? There is no way. There is literally no way that I would do that. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't let my kid do it. I just don't like flying. But they're like flying all over the place, going to these track meets, and it's really just insane. I mean, it's honestly crazy to me seeing these pictures that my brother has been taking from over in Sicily and all these, all this great stuff. I mean, they're getting just an absolute wonderful education and having this wonderful time, doing all the stuff that they're doing. And so I was talking with my nephew today. His name's Kane. And I'm trying to pull this up so I can show you here. He had sent me a picture of him and a picture of the track people. And I was just absolutely blown away by the change that, of course, he's been going through, since I saw him 3 years ago. And so if you give me one moment here, I'm actually going to put this up here on the screen, let you guys see this. This is what my nephew looked like before they left. You guys remember them. I've had him and his sister on when they were young, for those of you that have watched for a very long time. So this is Kane before they were in Sicily. This is him 3 years on. I just could not believe it. That food in Italy, man, is really doing something. No, so obviously that's not my nephew. This is my nephew. I could not believe it. God, it blows me away. He's running track. He's like off the ground there. Looks just like me when I was this age. And if you buy that, it would make more sense that picture was actually Kane. There's more possibility that other picture was Kane than I looked like that when I was his age. No, I can't believe it, man. He looks so much like Andrew. It's crazy. So he'd been sending me pictures of his teammates, and he sent me this picture, and he was like, "Look at me here," and I was like, "That's you?" And he's like, "No, that's not me." And he actually sent me the other picture. He said, "That's not me. This is me." And I was like, "You idiot!" So he then sent me this, and so I'm really proud of this kid. Really, really, really proud of this kid. They're doing good. They get to see a bunch of cool things. Him and his sister are doing well. I don't want to put up a picture of his sister because his sister is shy, and I respect that. But yeah, I can't believe that. So I'm real proud of them. My other brother, he's doing his thing. His kids are way young. They're learning how to be humans and walk and talk. So they're still in the very, 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 very early stages of being humans. So it'll be a while, but yeah, doing really well. All right. So on to the politics, ladies and gentlemen. As most of you know, I was on the ballot in this most recent primary election. I wasn't running for like an office. I wasn't running for county commissioner, county council. I wasn't running for state representative, state senator. Although I will tell you, we've got 2 years from right now to find a damn good candidate that can, will, and must run against J.D. Prescott in 2 years, someone to beat them, which I absolutely want to find. But I'm making this my solemn promise to you, God willing, if there is not a candidate willing to step up to run against Prescott in the fall, I will not let that man go unchallenged. I have officially, ladies and gentlemen, I've not made this announcement. I'm making this announcement right now. I have officially moved into District 33. I lived in District 33 when I was in Winchester. When I moved back to Delaware County, I was 1 mile. I was 1 mile west of District 33 and 1 mile north of District 34, just right in District 35. I was 1 mile. I was basically 1 mile west of District 33 and 1 mile north of District 34 in District 35. However, ladies and gentlemen, I have officially moved my residence, and I'm staying now 24 hours a day, 365 days a year in a residence where I am living inside District 33. Still live in Delaware County, still live in the Muncie metropolitan statistical area. So I'm still very much involved in the Muncie situation. I live as close to Muncie now as I did prior to that, so nothing's changed there. But I will be running against J.D. Prescott if he's not challenged. Now, I don't want to. I do not want to do that. But I am sick and tired of these pissant, pea-brain morons running for these positions time after time after time after time, and literally being able to just waltz in because they don't have a challenger. Now, JD does have a challenger this fall. I want to be very clear about that. He does have a challenger this fall. It is a Democrat challenger, John Bartlett. And Bartlett has the capability to beat him. It's going to be the ground game. He's going to have to get out, and he's going to have to work it, and see what happens. But there are things that I definitely disagree with JD on. There are things that I disagree with Bartlett on. There are things that I agree with Bartlett on, with which in the way that he disagrees with JD. So I will not let JD go unchallenged in the primary. That will not happen. I cannot stand that. Kate says the undervotes in the primary were pretty impressive on Prescott. A lot of people left his name blank on their ballots. And that is something that we are seeing from JD more and more. It's interesting to me because we can go through, I think, in a way in Delaware County and find that. But Randolph County and Henry County are actually putting those undervotes on the tally sheets. And those are so interesting to look at that. So there was over 1,000 in Randolph County, and that's his home court advantage. Like, he should be the superhero there. So that's very, very telling. I think that's interesting. So going back to that was just a little bit of breaking news. I didn't know I was going to say that about the move and everything, but going on to the point. So most of you know that I was on the ballot in this last election, and I was on the ballot for delegate. I was running for Delaware County, a delegate from Delaware County. So for those of you that maybe know, maybe don't know, basically, and this is a big question right now. It's a big question every year. It's always a question. It always comes up every election. How we in the state of Indiana run our primaries. Should we have open primaries? Should we have closed primaries? Should the government be paying for our primaries? No, none of that should be happening. Well, so until something can change there, basically every couple of years, I'm trying to think. So it won't happen next year because next year's a municipal. So it will happen in. It basically happens every couple of years. The Republicans and the Democrats have delegates that are candidates that run for delegate on the ballot, and a lot of counties basically just have county-wide open. So, like, for example, there is a count, and let's just say for the sake of argument, Marion County has 100 delegates they send. I don't know if that's correct or not. I'm just saying that off the top of my head. And so they need 100 delegates. And so basically just the top 100 vote getters gets it. Well, in Delaware County, it's broken up. We have it broken up into districts. And it's not evenly split for whatever reason. Well, I know why the reason is. It's not evenly split because what they do is, in District 1, they have so many in District 1, they have 28 delegate spots. And then in District 2, they have 5. And District 3, they have 5. So what they do is they have in District 2 and 3, their favorite people sign up to run, and the top 5 vote getters become delegate. Well, in District 1, they don't ever have that many people. They don't ever have 28 people to sign up. So they have 9 or 10 people sign up. And all 9 of those people, they get a spot because they take 28 of the top vote getters. Well, so what that does is that allows them then, because what that means is if there are 28 delegate spots and only 9 go out, then they can appoint 19 spots. So that allows the Republican chairman and the Democratic chairman to appoint these 18 to 20, these 19 seats, that they can appoint the people that will vote their way. They'll vote their way. So I have a problem with that. Back a couple of years ago, Troy Ingram, when he was a Muncie City Councilor, he was actually running for delegate, and he was actually pushing back. Him and Ryan Webb were really pushing back hard in an attempt to stop that, because it's crazy. And we talked about that at the time. I think we had Webb on. This was a couple of years ago. And so I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. I've never liked it. But it is what it is. So I filed, and I happen to live in one of those districts where it's the top 30, or excuse me, there's 30 some people run, but it's the top 5 people. And I came in 6th place. So I was close. Okay. But I missed it just by a cant's hair. Matt can't beat me. I hope some of you guys like that. Was that kind of punny? I don't know. Kate doesn't like puns. That was kind of a weird one. But Cants beat me. Okay. And so Ryan, stay there. Listen, So you were driving in and out of hills. I was very interested in what you had to say, but you kept dropping me, bro. You're going to have to call me at some point when you're like on a straight road and finish what you're trying to tell me. Since Election Day, last Tuesday, a week ago today, for 1 week, I have been attempting to get a hold of Tim Overton. Why have I been trying to get a hold of Tim Overton, you might ask? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been attempting to get a hold of Tim Overton because he is the Republican Party chairman, which means he conducts the business of the party. He has serious adult business to be conducting. And since the election occurred and I found out that I did not get in one of the top 5 spots, I immediately texted him that evening and said, hey, I just barely missed a spot. FYI, I want to be appointed into one of the spots that you have to appoint someone. And he didn't get back to me. And I thought, okay, it's election night. He's busy. I get it. You know, he's not busier than I am. He's busy because I'm busy. But, you know, he didn't want to answer. No big deal. They were celebrating or commiserating or whatever that is that he does. So I let it go. Well, then I contacted him. I contacted him the next day. And I said, welcome, Alva, at 2 times speed. I contacted him the next day. The first day, I contacted and said, good morning, Tim. This was on Wednesday, the very next day. FYI, last night's election saw me in 6th place, right under Kantz. That said, I want one of the other appointed spots for District 1. I received votes in the race, and I think this would be a great way for you to reach past personal issues to work on building bridges. Let me know ASAP what I need to do. And then I sent him a copy of the picture that showed where I was. He didn't respond. Now, I want to pause here, and I want to say, the reason I keep talking about building bridges, okay, is the fact that Tim Overton, as the Delaware County Republican Party chairman, he tells people that all the time. Tim will say, you need to work on building bridges. You need to not be so standoffish. You need to not be so negative. You need to not be so mean. You need to not yell at these people. You need to not demand communication. You need to understand they don't have to talk to you in meetings. You need to understand they don't have to send you emails. You need to understand they don't have to return phone calls. You need to understand they don't have to text you. You need to understand they're not going to talk to you at party functions or other functions that are outside of the actual meeting. You need to understand that basically what you do is you participate in an election and you vote. And your guy wins or your guy loses, but hopefully it's the Republican that votes our way. Hopefully he wins or she wins. And when that person wins, you need to then sit back and shut up. You voted, and you need to let this person do their job, and you need to not have any input. You need to not demand any questions. You need to not say anything, and you need to let this person do their job. And if in 4 years you don't like this person, you need to then go out and vote them out. And if your person beats them, then more power to you. And if they don't beat them, then that's because people like what they're doing, and then you need to sit back and shut up. And that's what Tim Overton believes. It's what Tim believes. It's what Dan Ridenauer believes. It's what Stephen Brand believes. It's what Matt Kantz believes. It's what a lot of these people believe. Okay? At the end of the day, they don't want the public talking. They don't want the questions. They don't want to have to provide the answers. That's just the way it is. Okay? So anytime somebody questions that, Tim sees them as a bad person, as a bad Republican, as a Republican that's, just not up to his standard. Okay? So he didn't like Ryan Webb. He didn't like David Williams. He doesn't like Christopher Bilbrey. He doesn't like Randall McAllister. He doesn't like probably Troy Ingram. There's a lot of these people that Tim doesn't think have what it's take to be part of the Republican Party. They're not Bradley Bookout, a Democrat. They're not James King, a Democrat. They're not Richard Ivey, a Democrat. They're not, Brandon Garrett, a Democrat. Jerry Dishman, a Democrat. He's okay with those people being in the party and everybody's cool. But he doesn't like people who consider themselves conservatives, who believe wholeheartedly in the Constitution. He doesn't agree with these American Hoosiers that want what's best for the city, the county, the district, the state, the country. He wants to kiss the ass of those in power, Braun, Beckwith, Trump, and he wants to poo-poo you, your idea, your thoughts, and anything that you have to say, as long as it's anything other than, yes, sir, may I please have another? I love what you're doing. I love what you've done with the place. I think that you're great. So anytime I have anything to say, any kind of question at all, I'm being a bad person. I'm not trying to be nice or friendly. I'm tearing down rather than building up. David Williams, he's got a personality problem, and he needs to stop tearing bridges down. He needs to learn how to build bridges up. Okay. Well, back in January, I filed to run for delegate. And I sent a picture of my filing to Chairman Overton. And I have it underlined here in red. I filed to run for delegate in District 3. Picture, outside Delaware County building. Ching. Look, I did it right there. And that evening at 9:15, he gets back to me, and I said, I filed to run for delegate in District 3. To which at 9:15, he sends to me, "Sure thing, will be good to have you join us." At the time, on Monday the 12th, when I filed, Tim and I had already had our phone call where he called me. See, the Muncie City Council meeting happened on Monday the 5th of January, and he called me on Tuesday the 6th. And he and I had already had our big shakedown, big, crazy phone conversation where we were yelling at each other, and I was basically saying, this ain't gonna fly. You're wrong. Okay. And so that was on the 6th. Well, I sent this to him on the 12th that following week, and he says, "Sure thing, will be good to have you join us." Well, in the next couple of weeks, it started to come out that he had called me, and, the recording came out. Because they were trying to tell people that I was lying. That don't fly. Don't do that. So the recording came out, and that's exactly right, Kate. That's exactly right. If he didn't know better than that, he's quickly finding out. So then it comes out, and it's not because the phone conversation was recorded. Tim has been told that there are times that I will record a phone conversation with the individual that I'm talking to. Now, I want to put this caveat out there. If you're someone that calls or we talk, I don't record every phone call coming into me. There's no way I could do that. Okay? I'm serious when I tell somebody that something is off the record and that I will not burn you and no one will ever hear what you're telling me and no one will ever know. I'm serious, and I keep that. In all of the time that I've been doing this, and I want to be honest about this, because I normally say, like, I don't ever burn anybody, but I want to be honest. I want to be the absolute seriousness. I have accidentally one time burnt one person, and it was a situation that kind of was out of my control. But it ended up being okay, and there was no issue. But since then, it's not happened, and it won't happen. And the situation that created that other event, I know what caused that, and there's no way that would ever happen again. So I want people to know that I don't just record phone calls, but I want people to use some common sense. If you are an elected official and we are fighting about something, if you're an elected official and we communicate and it's been adversarial or whatever, it's probably pretty safe that you can assume that I'm recording you, or I will record you. If we're in public, whatever, you can assume it. But if you're just a citizen or you're someone calling to give me information, I'm not recording. But when Tim Overton, and I've talked to Tim Overton many times on the phone and never recorded him. But when Tim Overton calls me 3 times in the morning the day after a very contentious Muncie City Council meeting. I know he's not calling to ask me, if I want a wake up call. He's not calling to ask me how I slept. I know he's calling to talk to me about the meeting that we just had the night before. So he calls me. I don't hear it. He calls me. It like kind of stirs me. I wake up. I realize that I have a couple missed calls, and I start to call him back. Before I do that, I think, ooh, this is probably interesting. I'm going to record this. So I click, turn the recorder on, click, redial, and it's on like Donkey Kong. And listen, I'm glad I recorded it because he said wildly outrageous things. He was pushing this deal with the council, and as the party chairman, he shouldn't be involved with that. So it turned out that it was a godsend that I recorded it. Okay. Ryan says, I was told the same thing back in 2020, LOL. Meaning people told him, you better be careful. Bilbrey records. Every time he talks to you, Bilbrey records. I hear that from a lot of people. And listen, they were telling him that to caution him, okay? I can't think of a time I've ever recorded Ryan Webb. I don't know that I ever have. Furthermore, Ryan has said, I don't care if you record me or not. Everything I say to you is something I would say out loud. I would say public. I would put it out there. Now, there have been times that Ryan and I have talked about stuff off the record, and I've respected that. Nobody would ever know anything that we talked about. Okay? I hold up to that. And no, Josh burnt people all the time. My situation where I burnt somebody wasn't Josh. It was actually another person had overheard the conversation. It wasn't Josh related. And so the conversation was happening because someone was telling me something, but there was another person involved and they released it. And so it was just a situation where I didn't actually even burn them. It was someone else that did it, but I felt responsible for it. So that was the deal. Ryan says, you've never burned me. I've never, and the person I burnt wasn't like, it was just a weird deal. I collect and keep secrets and stories, and that's what I do. Okay. I don't burn people. It was me. So was it you? I was going to say, I didn't think it was. I was like, what are you talking about? No, I know who it is. I'm actually going to say who it was and we talked about this. It was Rachel Clark. It was Rachel Clark who inadvertently burnt. And we just recently talked about this. But it turned out to be not a big thing either way. Anyway. So Tim doesn't get mad that I record him. He knows that possibility is out there. He's mad because he got made to look a fool. He's mad because I didn't do that either. I don't know what the hell he's talking about because that certainly didn't happen. He's a weirdo. And I definitely recorded him too because he's a freak. And I put that out there as well because we were talking about politics. 1,000% that was a legitimate thing. If he didn't think I was recording, he's an idiot. Of course he's an idiot. We know who he is. So anyways, Tim doesn't get mad that I've recorded him. He gets mad that he's made to look stupid. He gets mad because the council hears that he's stupid. The council hears that call. He's mad because he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Okay. Meanwhile, during all of this time, he's running around telling people like Randall, telling people like Dave Williams, you guys need to be building bridges. You need to be building bridges. You need to stop being mean. You need to stop doing this. You need to stop hanging out with Ryan Webb. You need to stop hanging out with Bilbrey. None of these people, I don't hang out with any of them. Okay. Welcome to the outside club. I invented the outside club. Ha 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 ha. Jesus. That's good, Kate. That's good. So, like 2 weeks after that recording comes out, not when it comes out, but 2 weeks after a council meeting where he's made to look stupid, he contacts me and says, "Hello, Bilbrey. Thanks for reaching out. I was very disappointed that you recorded our private phone call without my knowledge or consent. While legal, it's certainly unethical. For this reason, I will not be responding to your future communications. I hope you can understand my decision. If I have something that needs sharing, I'll contact you. No hard feelings, and have a great weekend." And we talked about this at the time. It's not unethical. Yeah, Kate. It's unethical to record, but not unethical to lie about what was said. Yeah, right. It's not unethical at all. While I'm not a journalist, I am a member of media, and there are journalistic implications here. I run an audio video program, bro. Recording is something I do. Welcome to the party, Alva. Good evening, bro. Glad you could finally join us in real time. So, Tim, you're disappointed? Let me tell you about my disappointment. I'm disappointed that you're not any more intelligent than what you are. I'm disappointed about that. That you recorded our private phone call. What are you talking about? Get out of here. While legal, it's certainly unethical. I just almost can't with this guy. For this reason, I will not be responding to your future communications. Okay, I got a problem with this. This man is supposed to be a professional adult human being, and he can't look past his personal issues to be able to do personal adult business. Now, this is party business. Grow up. Absolutely. If he can't put aside his personal feelings and he can't pull up his panties and get to work, then he needs to step aside. That's all that I can say about it. Now, keep in mind, during this entire... Lenny, I see that. During this entire time, Tim Overton is running around telling Ryan Webb, "Oh man, I wish you wouldn't say or do that. You need to cool it down. You need to watch what you say. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to not say this. You need to not say that. You need to build bridges. Build bridges. Build bridges." He's running around telling Randall, "Oh, you shouldn't have called Brand out. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done that. You need to build bridges." He's telling David Williams, "Oh, I think you got a problem. You don't make friends. You got a problem. You need to build bridges." But then he won't extend his hand. He won't take out his hammer and nails and his boards to start building a bridge my way. Don says it's not Tim that's running the show. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Tim is like the used community puppet down at the Civic Center. Everybody's had their hand up inside making his mouth work. That's the way that it happens. Dan is in charge. Brand is in charge. Depends on who's doing what day, who's running the puppet. Okay. Well, now here we are. And I'm going to push this. I am going to push this and push this and push this. Tomorrow morning, I will be contacting everybody on the Central Committee, along with Tim, and I will be saying I have been reaching out to Tim Overton, and he seems to be incapable of doing the job of party chair. Here's when I've been contacting him. Here's where he's been ignoring me. It's time to do something different, because it's ridiculous what is not happening. So today I sent a message saying, "It's concerning that you're not being able to communicate like an adult. I'm wanting to communicate with you via phone or text." Look, dude, if you don't want to call me because you're afraid I'm going to record you saying stupid shit again, then don't call, text me. If you are afraid that I might screenshot your words, call me and be an adult. Don't say things you shouldn't say. Don't raise your voice. Don't lie. Say exactly the business of the party and then get off the phone. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. And don't say stupid shit. Absolutely. Yeah. So, Tim, old buddy, old pal, listen, I am attempting to reach out to you. Jessica, out there, out and about. Oh, no. Hey, listen, I put his text message on the screen. If he does or says something stupid, I put it right out there. That's why he needs to do his job, and that's it. So, Tim, figure it out, bro. Jessica, who's the other party people? Party people. Joanne Boyce. Whoever the party people are. They need to figure this out. I think Tim is the best, most transparent chairman we Republicans have ever had. Look at David trying to build some bridges. I love it, David. I love it. Oh, yeah, bro. You'll need to go back and watch this from the start. Your dear leader, chairman, and I are at it. Well, I think he has me on blocked, and I'm just texting into the void is really, I think, what's happening. So we're going to have a sit down, he and I, and it's going to be like, in the old, like the mob movies where he's like sitting at a table and I have a car that takes me from one location to another, and I get out. They're going to blindfold me. They're going to tie my hands behind my back, and they're going to pat me down and make sure I don't have my phone on me or anything. Then I'm going to get there, and then they're going to strip search me. I'm going to have to squat and cough. It's going to be crazy, but yeah, we're going to have a sit down one way or another. So yeah, when we're done with this, David, you'll have to go back and watch the rest of it. I'll give you a call tomorrow and let you know what's going on. I'm rather upset with Tim. Tim keeps running around telling everybody to build a bridge, but yet he doesn't want to be there with his tools and his building supplies attempting to build a bridge to meet us. The point of building a bridge, right, is you're not doing all the work. It's you're doing half the work and the other person's doing the other half the work. Yeah, maybe we should stop using the bridge analogy and more start using that old country song. You start walking my way, I'll start walking yours. You know what I mean? Something like that. Maybe we need to use that analogy, because the point is we're supposed to be working to come together in the middle. And I just don't feel like I get a lot of that feeling from Tim or anyone else really in the party. Love can build a bridge. Absolutely, Lenny. David built 666 bridges on election day. God. See, look, maybe that's what we'll be talking about on next Tuesday on episode 666. I can't believe it. Only David would win an election with 666 votes. I'm telling you, I know Tim's like, look, I knew it. He won. He got 666 votes. You really, David, you need to go and ask if you can withdraw your own vote. I'd like to withdraw my vote, so I'd be at 665 instead. God. All right. So, Knightsown, Indiana. We are closer to having some kind of resolution down in Knightsown. And we're gonna definitely know more this week. We're getting ready to talk about that now, ladies and gentlemen. We will hit that right here in just one moment. We will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Knightsown. So yesterday, I sent out some emails to everybody involved. I sent it out to the Henry County clerk, Jenny Grubbs, the Henry County Chief Deputy Clerk, Ashley, and I forget what Ashley's last name is, but Ashley, the Chief Deputy that's in charge of the elections. So those two people. Then I sent out, and Jenny is the clerk and one of the election board members, so she's covered there. I then sent out the email to the other two election board members, so Butch Baker and Kirsten Kronk. So I sent out those. Then I sent out the email to all 6 of the candidates. The email I sent to those individuals is as follows. Good morning, all. For those not familiar with me, my name is Kristopher H. Bilbrey. I'm a political commentator and host of the program The Political Spotlight, which airs live 5 nights a week, Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Always pushing it, always pushing. My team and I have been following the situation in Knightsown closely, and we will continue doing so. I want to start by saying that I feel the Henry County Clerk's Office and the election board have done a fantastic job in handling this difficult situation. I'm sending this to all of you for a couple of reasons. First, I am hoping that one of the following people, Jenny, Ashley, Butch, or Kirsten, can verify when the election board meetings will be held to certify the numbers. So I want to know when that hearing is going to be held. Whichever one of you respond, please reply to the following email address. Then I send them my email address with the date, time, and location. It would make sense to hit reply all so everyone involved has the information. Next, I am sending this to all 6 candidates to see whether any of you, either alone or in a group, will be petitioning the court for relief in this matter. If any of you will be doing this, I respectfully ask that you and or your legal representation let me know which way you plan to proceed. If you will be petitioning the court, please let me know whether you will be doing so alone or in a group. And I would also kindly ask that you or your attorney send me a copy of the filings once they've been prepared and filed with the court. Anyone responding can do so by email at the following address. And any of you are also more than welcome to text or call me and I put my following phone number on there. Then I go on. Third and most important, I am more than a little concerned that at least some of these elections and campaign-related communications are being sent to and from Bart Weissett's official email address, as seen here. And then the email address is bweitzel@townofknightstown.in.gov. I go on to say, this is a serious issue. Bart is, of course, the Knightstown clerk treasurer. However, he is a candidate in this situation and not working in his official capacity. As a matter of fact, that is the only email I have been able to find for Mr. Weissett, and it's the email that I'm sending this correspondence to. However, all campaign-related correspondence with candidates must occur via personal or campaign emails, corresponding back and forth from a town of Knightstown email when Bart is not involved in an official capacity, but rather as a candidate in a campaign capacity, does not look good. I am hoping Bart will reply to this email with his personal and or campaign email, and then from here on out, everyone should use that personal or campaign email. It is also a little concerning that the town attorney was brought into the mix as well, seeing how the emails were all sent and seeing how the emails were all sent on Friday, May 8th, 2026, between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m., I'm a bit concerned that Bart may have been on the clock while sending and receiving these campaign election emails to or from his town email. Hopefully this can be rectified quickly. The best way to deal with this would be for Bart to reply all with his personal or campaign email while he is not on the clock, And then for anyone emailing him about any of this moving forward, to do so to whatever email address he provides. Thank you all in advance for your assistance. My team and I will continue to follow the situation, and it will remain a topic of interest on our program until it is resolved. Okay, so that's what I sent to them, and I sent that at 10:30 on Monday. Well, the clerk's office almost instantly sent me back an email that said, we are still finalizing the date, time, and location of the election board meeting. We will have this information to you by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I was like, damn. I'm telling you, man, if all election divisions, clerk's offices, and election boards ran like Henry County, things would be a lot better. I'm telling you, it's nuts. Okay, so they send me that, and I'm like, okay, that's great, that's cool, I love it, wonderful. I then don't hear anything from any of the other candidates. I didn't hear anything from Bart, and nothing happened. Okay. So then by the end of the day at 5:47 Monday night, I sent an email to everybody saying, hello all, to follow up. Henry County Clerk's Office emailed me this afternoon to say that the Email County Elections Board meeting is still not scheduled, but we should know something by 10 a.m. tomorrow, meaning today. That said, I have also not received an email from Bart with either personal or campaign email address, which is concerning. I am hoping he will follow up soon. So I sent that out, and then I was hoping that something would come through today. Well, then today at 1 o'clock, I received the following email from the election board. The election board meeting will be held on Friday, May 15th. So that's this Friday at 1 p.m. And I will be there. I will be on hand. I will be present. And it'll be a pretty quick meeting. I don't see anything crazy happening. I will record the meeting. I will try to live stream it. But if that does not work, I will definitely static record it, and I will put it forward for all of you people to be able to watch it if you're so inclined. Okay, then, so mark that down. That's this Friday, the 15th at 1 o'clock. Okay, so keep that in mind. And for those that might be interested in attending, the meeting will take place in the basement of the Justice Center, in the 911 training room. I've never been down there. So I don't know. It'll be interesting, but hopefully we won't have any problems getting into that, and they won't be saying like, "Oh, you can't bring your phone in, you can't record." We'll we'll fight that one. Okay, then today at let me find this. I think there's confusion with the town administration. The town clerk used to certify the town's elections. I doubt Bart was aware he had to separate himself in the new process. Lesson learned. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I don't think he's doing anything bad. I don't think he's trying to do anything. I think it's just, yeah, I don't think he's doing anything bad. I just think that it's just something, they've just never done this before. I will tell you that every time something happens like this, it seems like they're all pretty they're all pretty quick to fix the issue and then to do right. So, I give them credit for that. Bart did respond to me, and Bart said this, and he emailed from bartwhitesit@gmail.com. So thank God. He said, "Thanks for the information. I appreciate it. Bart Whitesit." So that's all he said. So I'm happy that he's done that, and everything is good from there. So that's that. I'll keep you guys posted with what's going on. The very last thing that I want to say before we leave here is tomorrow is the Muncie Board of Works meeting. The meeting will be at 9 a.m. You better bet my happy ass is going to be there. God willing, I will be there. I have a couple things that I want to bring up to the people, Mr. Fun, Mr. Wisely. I don't know if we even come up with a name for him or not yet, but shouldn't be hard. Want to be famous, boy. So yeah, right, Stumblefoot. So I'm going to that meeting, and I've got some questions. So if you're interested, you might tune in to watch the Board of Works meeting tomorrow morning. I'm not going to mess with live streaming it because they're normally only 6 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that, 3 minutes. So it doesn't make sense to set everything up just for that. But the city will be live streaming it. It will be live streamed on the city's YouTube page. I don't know if they stream it anywhere else. I forget. I don't look at the City of Muncie pages anymore. I about I don't know. I don't know what they've got going on there. Their communications department has really went downhill in the last little bit. It's just I'll bite my tongue on the rest of that. So I've got that. And then the only other thing is hopefully then Thursday we'll have our guest. So keep your fingers crossed. And I think you guys will like to hear. I think you guys will like to hear from this guest. Should be a fun time and a good entertaining show. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't noticed, I'm getting a little bit of the voice thing. I don't know why that is. I'm trying to combat that. Do you hear the dog? Do you hear my partner? Listen. That's good. The mic's doing its job because let me see here. Hold on. Now you hear it, right? She's absolutely ridiculous. She's like awake and still making that snoring noise. Look at her, how she sleeps on me. Oh, she's a baby. Somebody forgot to tell her she wasn't a pig. Yeah, listen. Hi, I'm the squish face. I'm the squish face. Did you just burp? Or is that a hiccup? Do something. Your audience is looking for you to do something. Dude, she's like, put me down. I was asleep. What are you doing, you idiot? Don't say that. How dare you? This is things cute. She says, I have a headshot. Do I look better this way? Or this way? Oh, there we are. Hi, baby. You're kind of waking up now. Good Lord. Look at her. She's so pissed because I woke her up. Look, I could make her fall asleep right like this. What? Look. Go to sleep. It's ridiculous. She will also sleep with her eyes open. That thing's ridiculous, folks. I'll tell you, it's I can't wait to tell her the story of how she was born when I prayed and prayed for a little baby, and then I told the stork what I wanted, and then the stork came down and put that little dog seed in my belly, and 9 months later it was born, and it was grand. It was fantastic. Now I still have a little bit of puppy weight that I'm trying to get rid of, but we're getting there. So, all right, you guys, take care. God bless each and every one of you. Have a good rest of the evening, and we will see you tomorrow. We should have a good show because we'll have some border work stuff. So you guys take care. Good night, and goodbye. What does that say?